Wanted to be a musician when I was young. I'm just not that good. And might have been bad for me anyway. I might have been in all the trouble that a lot of touring musicians get into. I kind of slowly drifted from being a very mediocre guitar repairman to specializing in pickups without any plan involved. It was fun. It was something it seemed like no one was doing. And there was a friend in town, had a winding machine and was using it. Told me he had had some success. I tried it a couple of times and it worked really well. I made myself one out of a sewing machine motor and a Variac, and I wound on that thing for years. But the first few years in business was all doing rewinds because it was a very part-time job. So it's been very gradual, from a bedroom in my house to a small shop to this shop with 10 people in it. I had taught myself to work on guitars out of necessity because all I could afford was, Frankensteins and terribly adjusted guitars that would be for sale really cheap. So I kind of was learning how to adjust them, fix them, modify them. When I was young, all I wanted to do was race cars and motorcycles. But the first time I heard Jimi Hendrix, I was certain that was more important than driving fast. And so I had to have an electric guitar. I already had an acoustic guitar, but at that point, all I wanted was a white Stratocaster. Didn't work out. My first guitar was a white Mustang, but I still treasured it. After a few years, I met Steve at Angela Instruments, and he let me advertise in his catalog. This is before the internet, so these catalogs were what everybody sent out. Bands sent out postcards of their dates coming up, and music stores would send out a catalog. He let me advertise on his, and I claimed to be a pickup winder. Every single pickup that came in at that point, I had to learn how to do it. The first pickup I worked hard on trying to develop a sound was a Stratocaster pickup. I experimented with trying to make them a little stronger without losing the bright wound strings, which is, if there's an art form to coil winding, it's trying to make pickups louder without making them sound muffled and muddy. Sometimes I can't believe I've been doing this for 30 years. We're coming up on our 30th anniversary of making our first new product, which was the Vintage Hots. We still sell a lot of them, still our best-selling pickup.